This week on Maximize Minimal Living, Bryan and I return to Rockwood Park to search and explore the last two caves. First, we check out Owen's Lake Cave, and after a few hours of wandering through the woods, we finally come across Lion's Den, where we bite off a little bit more than we can chew. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another week here at Maximize Minimal Living. So in November, we put out a video where we checked out both Harbell's Cave and Howe's Cave here in Rockwood Park in St. John. Today, what we're gonna try and do is check out the other two caves here in the park, both Owen's Lake Cave and Lion Den's Cave. And so right now, we're kind of off trail a little bit looking for Owen's Lake Cave. So we took Owen's Lake Trail, and we've kind of come up the brook a little bit because we know that the cave should be fairly near that brook. So we're gonna climb up this ice wall and the cave should be right on the other side of it. So let's get up there. Like the cave might be right there beside this brook, so we did a good job following that up, and let's get down there and check it out. Woo. All right, looks like we got to our spot. We're gonna head on in there. Oh man, I can already see icicles coming up from the ground. You ready?
Sounds good.
Are you terrified? I'm scared.
A little bit.
Man, look at those icicles. Let's get a closer shot.
That is pretty.
This is just one sheer ice wall.
Super cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That is worth coming here.
We do need to be a little bit careful on the first way in because as we just showed you, there's a lot of these ice pinnacles and a lot of this roof is just covered in ice and frost. Look at that. I don't even know how we're gonna get down there.
It's definitely gonna be a lot harder.
It's gonna be a tight squeeze. So we have two options. Either straight down that way, or we can go in over there. And there seems to be maybe another hole at the bottom of that space there. In here it's all pyrite. It looks really pretty. Ready?
Yep.
Do the jiggle. Do the jiggle. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Oh.
You standing up right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm bent over, but I can pretty much stand in here. All right, hand the light here. Mud. So I'll get a shot in here afterwards, but look at the ceiling. At the entrance it was covered in ice, but in here This is all pyrite or fool's gold. It is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, and some big spiders, of course.
I got the big spiders in here.
Well, that sounded terrifying.
Don't knock the big rocks down on top of you. That makes me a little bit more nervous. So if this big rock wasn't there, you could definitely squeeze your way through there, and it does look like it opens up a little bit, but this rock being so loose makes me nervous. I guess technically if you really wanted to, you could keep going. There is enough space, but god damn. Give me that light. Oh, I'm also kneeling in mud right now. There's quite a big chasm down there. Yeah. Firmly wedged. If this thing went down on top of you, you would be finished. That's the chasm straight down. And like I said, you probably could crawl under there if you really wanted to. But with this monster of a rock, it's heavy and it doesn't want to move. If that thing went down on top of you, there's no way you'd ever get back out. So I think it's probably fair to say we've reached the end of Owen Lake. It's not nearly as deep as either of the other two caves we did in the first video. And so it's probably not a terrible cave to start with if you were new to this and you were a little bit more nervous.
And the geology in here is pretty cool. All the pyrite.
All the pyrite.
And the ice this time of year makes it definitely worthwhile to come visit.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go try and find Lion's Den Cave.
Sounds good.
Back in the daylight, ready to hit up the next cave. All right, so we're all packed up now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna hike out to the road, hike down the road, and then there should be a brook right off of there that we should be able to follow to Lion's Den's cave. So.
Means we might be in the wrong place.
Maybe.
We follow this to the road and we'll get our bearings from there.
Seems like a good plan. Let's go. So it turns out that trying to find caves in Rockwood Park is the adventure, not so much the caving itself. Because right now, we're very much in the middle of nowhere. All right, so we finally found the cave, but just looking at it from here, we'll get a shot in there real quick. There's so much water with all of the rain melt and the snow melt. All of the rain causing the snow to melt.
So for reference, all the water coming out of the stream behind us is coming out of the cave. All right, since we came all the way and managed to find Lion's Den Cave, why don't we pop in for a little bit and we'll check out at least the entrance and see how wet it is in there. See what we're getting into next time.
Let's do it.
pretty good river so far.
Oh man, there's like, just look at that piece right in front of you. That's probably like 6-8 inches deep.
Yeah. So it's definitely following the course of the river. So you can see it just going under the rock here, which will come out down the side, and then this way we'll go upriver. All right, now that we're in the cave, we can see how much water is actually flowing in here. We're gonna go up and peek around the corner a little bit more, but I'm not sure how far we're gonna make it with the gear we're wearing now. Especially since this water is pretty icy cold because of snow melt. So we reached this pretty cool passage, but it's a long 10-12 foot corridor, but it is covered in, I don't know, 10 centimeters of water the whole way. So I'm gonna venture up. You can actually hear a bit of like a waterfall up there, so I wanna go check it out. But John's wearing hiking boots, so this is the end of the line for him today. Alright, so we left John behind and moved about 20 feet longer into the cave. It was pretty cool the whole way. It was fairly open, but with water running the whole way. And now we've reached this little area where it gets a lot smaller, so you're actually going to have to crawl through the water in order to get to the next phase.
This is literally what I see right now. I also can't hear him. So it's kind of a sketchy situation at the moment. Him by himself. I can still make out a little bit of light, but can't see him. Definitely can't hear him.
Here we now reached the base of the waterfall. Did have to crawl through the river a little bit, so my knees and elbows are wet. But I'll swing the camera around to see why we're not going to be able to go any farther than this today. You can see the river disappearing upstream. I'm currently standing in a foot deep icy cold water. So we're going to head back to where John is, about 30 feet back towards the cave, and we'll let him know what we found.
Tight fit.
All right. Well, John, I'm sorry to let you say this is by far my favorite cave out of the 4 of them in Rockwood. This place is super cool. It's this cool waterfall feature. So we'll definitely have to come back here in the summer and push past that.
All right, well, I'm super jealous that Bryan got to go and I got to sit here on this rock ledge. But it is really exciting to know that it is another place where we can explore the summer. We can poke in a little deeper, probably come, you know, when it's nice and warm outside, so you don't have to worry about freezing on the hike back. But we're gonna get out of here now. I think it's a pretty cool place to wrap up the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.
This is the type of adventures you go on when you only do about 20 minutes worth of research before you go try to find a cave.
Whoa, I almost died.